Kerry and Sue are already saying hello. So it looks like it's all happy and working. Yeah, it says you're live. Woo! I always love seeing that. So it's Kylie Bertucci, Stamping Up Demonstrator in Australia. It sometimes cuts that off, so I need to repeat that. How is everyone today? It's so nice to see you. It's crazy hot weather here in Melbourne, and we are loving the warmer weather. We even had to put our air conditioning on yesterday. Crazy, because it was so warm. Hi, Melissa. Hi, Ali. Good to see you. It's so good having the comments right in front of me. If it's on the left of me, I just don't get to, it's not in my peripheral vision and I miss it. So it's really nice to see all your comments coming through and that I can still look forward. I can still look in front of me. So we have an exciting live for you today. It's one of those ones where I was like, hello, Bruno Bertucci from the next room. It's one of those lives that, Jessie Scott is here as well. Hi everyone. Yes, you are live. It's one of those lives where I am so not prepared. I literally have nothing because what I wanted to do, funny Bruno, nice hair. Thank you everyone. Look at this craziness. Ready? Whoa, she's done so many layers. There's layers upon layers in there. So depending on how I put my hair up will depend on how it looks. She's a pretty amazing hairdresser, my hairdresser. Yes. Oh, it's hot in Arizona too. And the best thing is my hair grows so quickly that, just wait a few months and it'll change again. There's always something new happening. But I wanted to have a play of a new product today, and I'm mashing it up with some product that you can purchase now, so don't stress for all those out there that don't like seeing new product early. Hashtag new product warning. But I really like testing new product, and I think it's important to have a play with our blending brushes. Because I haven't touched these, and I think it's the best way to really truly see what it's like using it for the very first time. And this could go really bad. This could go pear-shaped because I haven't even practiced with these brushes. But all of you know that I love sponging. I am a sponging girl. I've even got my case, and I hope that they stay the Daubers because they have their uses. They have a good thing to do for us, but I really want to try these and just test out a few techniques and ideas. It's kind of like, I suppose, like a Technicolor, Joseph's Technicolor coat. What is it? Joseph's coat technique, something like that. But I just want to do a bit of ombre. Sometimes a mashup of also. I've got all of these stamp sets that I've pulled out. I'm not sure which ones we're even going to use. But I thought, you know what, I haven't really got to have a play of the background stamp sets from the annual catalogue. So I thought I'm going to pull out some of these background stamp sets and have a play with them. And also, I was thinking something really feminine and sweet and gorgeous, and I was thinking something like this because I've had this on my shelf, but it's one of the stamp sets that hasn't had any ink on it, so I really want to try particularly these ones, this rose here. I want to have a try of that, so we'll see what we end up doing. But this technique is always good with stamps that are quite bold, or in not outline stamps. You want stamps that are quite solid. That's the word I'm looking for. Solid stamps. So, that's all the stamps that I pulled out. So even butterflies, if you wanted to try butterflies, and some flowers. But we'll see what we end up playing with and what colours we end up. I've got no idea. I'm just going to play. You can watch me play. Watch my creative ideas. that may or may not flow today. I've had a coffee, so hopefully they flow. Oh, hi Suzanne. Oh, that's nice that you're here live. I love that. Friendly stalker. We love a friendly stalker. Yeah, I think that was exactly what I was gravitating to, Kim, was the stacked stone, because that's something I haven't used. But also the birch. I thought that would actually be, that could look quite nice in a, I'll pop over onto my desk. I thought that could look quite nice as like a shabby chic type look. It doesn't have to look like wood. To ink list. I like that, Jessie. That's a good one. It's on my to ink list. But yeah, we can have a play. Let's have a play with stacked stone. Thank you for helping me narrow that down, Kim, because I was like, I don't know, should I go birch or stack? But anyway, we can have a look at both of these and see which one resonates with us. Konnichiwa-san tia. Konnichiwa. Genki desu ka? Hi, so desu ne. Oh, so good. Hi, Margaret. Good to see you. So let's pop it on. Well, actually, it's quite good with the big stamps to put them on the Stamparatus. Because I think the background stamps are actually, you can get a better finish when you put them on your Stamparatus. I'll pop that over here. So if you haven't got one of these amazing tools, definitely think about investing in that, because it's just being able to come back in again is really important, particularly with these big stamps, because you can miss bits, which is not too much of a big deal with this technique, but it is nice to be able to have some control. And I just like to pop it in the middle and then just grab it and it picks up like that. And then when you're laying it down, because there's like a hinge, if you don't want it to sort of angle downwards, you can just pop a ink pad underneath and it lies flat, or a stamp set or a clear case, like if you've got one of the stamp sets around, then that lies flat too. That's a good one to use when you're inking, just so you've got a surface underneath that helps. So what I think I'm going to do, Bruno was saying I should start with Whisper White first, but I was thinking of a colour. But let's try, I think we'll try Whisper White first, and then we can build from there. Now, something to keep in mind, I've got a few different colours here that I thought I could do, like 2 different ombre colours. I thought the Just Jade, Bermuda, and the Coastal Cabanas, a nice sort of ombre mix. Then we've got the Rococo Rose, the Blushing Bride, and Petal Pink. I thought that might be a nice gradient as well. I've got the inks here, but we'll see what we end up using. These two are just kind of grabbed. Not sure why. But I grabbed them just because I was feeling like it. But what I have here are 2 different, and you can probably see one probably looks like it's vanilla, but it's actually the shimmery paper, cardstock. Now, you probably haven't seen the shimmer paper that much because it's in an odd place in the catalogue, and it's usually not something that we talk about. But it does have, and it's a bit hard to tell on the camera, but it does have like this beautiful speckled shimmer to it. But it's also a little bit glossy. So I want to compare the two with our brushes, because sometimes when I was doing sponging, I'd say try and use the shimmer cardstock because it's a little bit easier to blend on. So let's have a look at both of those to begin with and see what comes of it. I'll do some choppy and cut this down to a good size. I'll just do it the regular card size. So if you have my card templates, just do them the Poppy Parade size to begin with, and then we can always cut down if we want to, or so I'll just use one of them. And if you don't know what my card templates are, you can see the link. I've put the link up underneath my video. You'll see it all there. How's everyone going? Oh, Megan's here. Hi, Megan. Oh, thanks, everyone. It actually needs a wash already. You know how when you go out of the hairdresser and it's all amazing? It's already like... But I think I'm going to be able to do a lot with it. I think I can do a bit of curl, and because it's shorter, it's going to hold. So I'm going to have a bit of fun with it, but not today. I was like, I'm just happy to get out of bed today. I'm happy to be awake. But I'm feeling very free. It feels very good and easy, which is nice. I've had this cut before and loved it even then. So let's do some sponging. What I'm going to do, and this technique is really cool because it sort of picks up the... Anyway, you'll see. I don't know how to explain it. Picks up the colour behind, the cardstock colour behind. And you can use any colour with this. That's the cool thing. Like, yeah, I'll show you exactly what I mean. You'd probably want to use lighter colours for this technique. And this is the Joseph's coat technique, but not sponging first. I'll just show you. You can do a few different variations of this technique. So I'm really getting that inked up. I want my Versamark to grab really well. And let's just start with our... I might put that underneath because I don't want Versamark on the back. I'll start with this one. Just make sure it's going to grab it all. This is the shimmer. And it doesn't have to be straight, of course, because it's one of those patterned backgrounds. So has anyone not got this stamp set? You haven't been to the hairdresser for 3 years. My biggest effort was during this pandemic, and I think it was March. So I don't know when I did it. I think I probably did my last haircut in February. So this is the longest. Normally I do my hair every 6 weeks because I have the most amazing hairdresser. So it's like so long. My hair was like, yeah, I was calling it pandemic hair. Ah, hi Kim from Missouri. It matches my fun spirit, does it? Whee! Yeah, I have fun. Okay, I think that might be all happy. Now, one thing I probably should have done is have a little bit extra on the side, but it looks like it's grabbed everything perfectly, which is good. Because, yeah, if you wanted to come back in again and it moved, well, that wouldn't have helped. So it's good to have a little bit extra. All right, let's put some clear. You want to use clear. You can use white, actually, with this because it is... Yeah, that would be fine as well because we're doing the white background. And it would change the technique again if you used white. But if you're doing it on colour, then you wouldn't want to use white because you want the colour to come through. And you'll see in a moment. Now I'm going to use one of these scrap pieces of grid paper. And look, I keep them forever. They last forever. If you don't have this little grid paper, the tiny grid paper, I highly recommend it. Because they're super cute and very handy when you don't want to pull out your big grid paper. So just pour that all over. And I'm just using the paper today. Normally I use my little tray, but you can't get the tray. And I try and keep that just for my Whisper White. Ooh, it's missed a big thing up the top, but that's going to be okay. We're going to add some really cool things, and even here in the middle. But it's, yeah, like I said, with this technique, it's not going to make a huge difference, which is good. So I'll just pop that to the side for a moment. Now we can tip this back in just by curling it and then plopping it back in. Nice and easy. So that's how another way that you can use the embossing powder. So I'll just be mindful when I do this next one to grab the top of it. Because, yeah, I don't have enough room to put the magnetic sheet. So that's a bit of a problem. I should have had a little bit extra. So ink this up, and I'll be mindful that the top and the middle sort of missed a bit. But we're still going to see a good technique here. And I really want to test these brushes. I'm very excited about them. A little bit further up. Yep. So it's just right next to the hinge here that seems to miss a little bit. But we can just come back in again. Let's see how we go. Oh yeah, it's grabbing a bit more now. Anyway, that will be good. Ooh, lots of chatting. Tanya's watching between clients. Hi, Luann. Oh, how are you? I will say hello to my dad. He says hello to all of you. Did Bruno wonder where his wife went? Yes, he did. He went, because I rang him and I said, it was a different colour to what I expected. And he's like, what colour? And I'm like, oh, you'll just have to wait and see. I think he was waiting for me to come and it was all red or something. But no, it was good. It's good to have a change. Ooh, it's looking good. So if you wanted to, you could even, yeah, push from here. That's good. I think it's looking like it's grabbed okay. So we'll peel that off. Yeah, it looks like it's grabbed it a lot better. Come in with our embossing sheet. So you can pop it a lot up the top here and then it'll fall down as you lift it up. Whee! Look at that cascading embossing powder. So pretty. Now, I want to remove that little bit of dust here without... There it is. Good. Oh, I'm really happy with that one. That one's come up really perfect. So I'll put that to the side, pop this powder in, and then we'll emboss those and see how they turn out. Excellent. Don't you love that the embossing powder? Look, I've had this clear one for ages. It just lasts and lasts and lasts. You think, oh no, I'm using the whole container, and then you put majority of it back. It's like, this is gonna last for ages. So let's bring in our heat gun. Oh no, poor Luann, she had a traumatic experience with the hairdresser. Aww. So what this heat gun is doing, if you haven't done embossing before, highly recommend it. I love, love, love heat embossing. So what it's doing is melting the powder onto the card. I really love this background. Thanks, Kim. Thanks for just suggesting this one. So cool. Now, oh yeah, you can see a little bit there. So you can see the bits there that I've missed, but that's going to be a little effect that we can use for our, we'll probably get to see a little bit more sponging than we thought we would. So that's the shimmer one. Now we'll do the Whisper White. I love watching it melt. Whee! Perfect. That was a lot of embossing. That's great. So see how it's clear? So now you're going to understand what I mean if you use colour behind, how it will grab. So these are the new Stampin' Up blending, what do they call them? Blending brushes. And they are just so soft and beautiful. The little bristles, tiny little, someone said a good point. They said it reminds me of like the old baby brushes. I was like, yes, I got very nostalgic when I heard that. But it's just so soft and beautiful. So I'm really excited. Everyone has said how incredible these are, and I've kept begging Stampin' Up to bring them out. So I'm like, please. But I don't want the other sponges to go either. Oh, that's a good idea, Smriti. That's an excellent idea. So Smriti said with her, if she's using the Stamparatus and then she doesn't have any space, she just puts the magnetic piece on the edges. So what I could have done is just gone like this and then like here, and then I would know exactly where to place it back. Thank you, Smriti. I remember doing that, but that's a really good tip. Thank you. Yes, that is the best part of embossing, is watching it change. So I'm going to go girly. I know, isn't that weird? I'm going girly. I'm going for the pinks because it's very unusual for me. And we're going to go in with the Rococo Rose, Blushing Bright and Petal Pink. So we'll start with our soft and then work to our dark. Just, I'm interested to see how the ink will come off this and see if we can continue to use. Now, literally, I have no idea. I have not watched any videos, so I could be doing this completely wrong. So I'm learning with all of you. I'm just like making it up. So I'm just grabbing some ink, and it's interesting. It doesn't look like that there's much on there, but I think it's going to be happy. And like I'm guessing, again, let's just make it up as we go. I'm guessing like the sponge daubers that you just sort of take a little bit off the bottom there. Now I want to go upwards. I like it being dark up the top. I don't know why. But I'm sort of coming off. Oh yeah, so it's quite light in how much colour it's adding on. So I think that's the main thing, is just you don't want to go, you can sponge off a bit because you can put too much on, but this looks like it can go straight on the petal pink because it's quite a light color. Ooh, that feels so beautiful. In fact, let's just do majority of it. Let's have some fun here because we're going to cover most of it anyway. Oh, that's so pretty. So it is pooling in certain areas, but I don't actually mind that. But boy, it's blending so softly. It kind of, like, it grabs a bit. Like it's a lot more, yeah, stuck to the paper. Let's try it on the shimmer and see if it feels a bit different. So this is the shimmer white cardstock. Okay, so the color comes on here. Yeah, this feels a lot smoother. So you know how I was saying it's like grabbing a bit? That's the Whisper White. So it grabs a bit on here, whereas on this shimmer, it's just really soft and silky and smooth. And it seems to be, like you can see here how this has got the darker pieces, which again is no problem. But this seems to blend a lot smoother and less color pooling, it seems, and that's the shimmer cardstock. So if you want a really well blended, smooth look, then definitely look at getting some of that shimmer paper, because I didn't even sponge off before I went on, and yet it's still very smooth. So there you go. Let's come in with the next color and we'll see how this holds up with this color on here. So I think you can just wipe wipe it off. Some people that I spoke to have said that they've washed these. I'm not sure. I'll have to watch some videos to find out how you wash them, how you care for them. I'm sure Stampin' Up will bring out things too. So this is the Blushing Bride next. So this will be interesting to see a darker colour, how it holds up. So let's see, we'll go from about here. Looking pretty. So it's a similar, to me it feels very similar technique to when I use my sponge daubers. Only this seems to be a lot more forgiving than the sponge daubers. The sponge daubers, if I came in with only taking that little bit off, there'd be this big clump of ink right in the middle there. That would make me look very unprofessional. And would also be a lot more difficult to blend in. Whereas this seems to be blending really beautifully. Look at that mix here in the middle. Yeah, it looks really pretty. So nice. So this is the Whisper White. So it's just grabbing it a bit. Whereas when we do it on here, so you can probably even, I think I'll probably end up doing a circular motion for even the ink, which is what I usually do when I'm sponging. But you'll find like there's no right or wrong with craft. Like people will tell you what they do, but just find something that feels right for you, something that you feel comfortable doing, you feel confident, and just, Rosa said a little bit of soap and water. Lay the bristles down because you don't want the water to pool on the brush head, so lie it down like that. Thank you, Rose, that's great. And maybe you could clean it on your chamois, that's a good point. Although I don't want it wet in between. Yes, it is very much smoother on the shimmer. It's a different look. Like we'll have a look at both. The shimmer seems a lot more subtle. So I think the shimmer will be great when working with darker colors, which we'll see in a moment when we come in with the Rococo. The difference it makes when working with darker colors. Because it is a lot more subtle. So whereas, I've come in with the same color and look at the difference with the color. And the same technique. So the shimmer paper I think might be good for, when you're doing dark colors. Yeah, they're very smooth, very nice. But yeah, please just find your own happy place. Like, I think sometimes we get so caught up in what's the right way to do this. But I don't know how to do it. What's the right way? Everyone's making it up. Everyone's just finding what works the best for them. So just have like what I'm doing today. I've never played with these before, but just get in and play. Don't feel intimidated. What's the worst that could happen? It doesn't work. You throw the piece of paper away. All good. We've done that before. So let's do it on the Whisper White. I've just taken off some just to see what it's like, how dark it ends up. Oh, it's not too dark, so I think we can come in with a bit more. Ooh, pretty. So this is Rococo. And so we can layer this and keep building up that colour. That's beautiful. Isn't that pretty? Put a bit more on there. I haven't stamped off, so let's see what that looks like. Yeah, that's great. So with all of these colours, it looks as though to me, you don't even need to do a little stampy off because it just blends so well. Yeah, I really like that. That's pretty. And then I've got some Rococo Rose here that we can pop it onto. So that's the Rococo. I like that. But what about if I use the blushing. Ooh, I think I prefer the blushing bride because it is quite subtle. Well, we could probably use both. I'll mount it on the blushing and then have the Rococo in the background. But that is really beautiful. And I think that that will make a beautiful backdrop for that flower. I know exactly what we're doing now. Creative has hit me. It's just hit me like a bolt of lightning. We'll see in a moment. We'll see what it works out like. So, because I'm using a different type of paper, I'll just brush off first just to test it. Because I can always add more, but I can't take away. Wow, it's so much smoother and different on the shimmer paper. I can't believe it. Like it even moves quicker. See, I'm going, whee! Whereas on the Whisper White, it's very like, yeah, it grabs it. So this shimmer paper would be a lot easier to build colour on as well. So if you wanted to go darker, then you could do that quite easily on this paper. So I'm doing circular, but I really don't think with these brushes, I don't think it's going to make a huge difference in terms of the blending because the brushes are so soft that even if you just went backwards and forwards, it's still going to come out quite good. I do like the circular motion because it feels like I'm able to blend in all the areas and get less streaking happening. But that is really, really pretty. Very subtle. A lot more subtle than the Whisper White. But again, if you want it to be a bit stronger, then you can come in. Now, the test. Let's see what happens here. I'm willing to take one for the team to test this out. But I'm going to go from the darkest to the lightest ink and see what happens. Are we going to see residual go on? Let's just, test this out because it's, it looks like it's got quite a bit on there, but when I put it on here, it doesn't seem to be, nothing seems to be going off. So let's test it. Come in with the light and come down the bottom here. Oh, it's done pretty good. I don't see, look, it stayed true to its colour. I'm pretty impressed. Yeah, I don't think that it definitely looks like petal pink. It hasn't sort of lost its tone. That is very exciting that you can just smishy. Do you like that technical term? It's the smishy on the side and then come back. Yay! I'm very excited by these new products. I'm going to come back in with the middle one too. Yeah, this is good. I just had to come in more with more colour, more depth, but I do really, really like the shimmer paper. I'm very excited about shimmer and these brushes. So gorgeous. So you do need to be patient. It's not a quick process, but I think it's worth it because this is just so pretty and beautiful. Let me close off these ones because we don't need the Rococo Rose anymore. Ah, do you love that, Jessie? Yes, they're going to get very dirty. It's going to be like dealing with the chamois. There's going to be multicolored weirdness all happening like this, and you just have to deal with the OCD people. I love Bruno's idea. Maybe we can just get 50 of them, and Jessie can put like a little label for each color. I love it. Why not? Let's get 50. Let's do it. So have I got the right one? Blushing? Yes. So I'm going to come in the middle. Normally you would probably end with the dark, but anyway, we'll just mash things up here. I just want a little bit more of the blushing gradient here with the petal pink, just to bring in those colours. So yeah, I'm impressed how forgiving this is, because that is looking very, very nice, I must say. Really pretty. And even though, see how I missed that top there, you wouldn't, on this sort of card, you don't really notice it. It looks like it's part of it. No one will even know. Just, you know, all of you watching. And everyone on replay. I'm down for that. Tess is like, yes, please. I'll take 50. Give me 50. So let's bring this in and show you what I meant about this flower. So if we match it with this flowering bloom, look how gorgeous a background this is going to be to this beautiful flower. We'll use both of them. Look, I told you. Totally untouched. This is the unforgivable sin. This is begging for me to ink it up. So we're going to use this one and this one. So we've got a combo. And what are the sentiments here? Oh, they're nice. I moved beyond words and thank you. Let's use both of those. Although maybe Bruno will have to send the I'm moved beyond words, because I don't think I ever run out of words. I don't think that ever happens to me. So we'll pull those off. And what you can do, this is where my card templates, when you're doing your creative process, this is where my card templates come in so handy. I literally, and yes, Sandra, apparently you can use soap and water, but you put your brush down so that the water doesn't pool at the bottom here. That's thanks to Rose. Thanks, Rose, for that tip. So you probably will just sit it up onto, you know, something that's gonna not damage it if water drips onto it. And I don't think it would be a good idea putting it on a tissue or anything like that. But yeah, knowing me, I'll just leave it as is until I start seeing it go into my work, and I'll be like, oh, I think it's time to wash my brush. But what I could do if I wanted to, because we've got 3, so I could go for some like darker colors, like maybe the RGB colors. So if I stick to like the reddy, pinky colors, the greeny, bluey, oh no, because then blue, oh yeah, I could do greeny, bluey, and then the other one can be neutrals. Maybe that's how I could do it. I know, right, Megan? This is not a new stamp set. Isn't this crazy? This is available now. I think it is. Is it in the annual catalogue? This is literally, this is what I was like, what even is this stamp set? Why haven't I used it? I'll get my catalogue out and we'll have a look together and find what page it's on. We'll look together. Because I was like, what even is this set? How come I haven't got to use it? So what's it called? Flowering Blooms. Page 70 in the annual catalogue. There you go. I'm glad I'm introducing you to a stamp set that we've all missed because there were so many beautiful flower stamp sets in this catalogue. But this is it here. It's got dies, people. See, this is what I mean. This is why we do things like this. Oh, has it frozen? Oh no, there it is. It's me. It's my face. I'm looking down at the catalogue and I thought it had frozen. So let's have a look. Flowering Blooms. I wonder if it's a A, B, C, D. There it is. Ooh, these are pretty. Look at this one here. I don't know why I haven't used these beautiful things. So get it out. If you've got it, get it out. If you don't have it, I think you need it. I think you better get it today. It's time to go shopping. Okay, so let me show you how I use my card templates for something like this. Have we pulled all of them off? Yes, we have. Pop that all in the bin. So what you can do, where did I put my little card templates? Did Bruno steal them again? I'm pretty sure I saw them here. They are here somewhere. There they are. Found them. So I put them in this. By the way, I don't know if the wide cases are still available in Australia, but I'll have a look for you because they're going to be made obsolete. Please sandbox. If you're a demonstrator, please sandbox and ask for them to come back. Please don't go. Don't go. Oh no, I better not sing. Okay, so this is the piece of resistance. So what I do with my card templates is I sort of work out what layers that I want. So our first layer is going to be the card base. So depending on what country you're in, I won't show you the measurements so you don't get confused, but depending on what country you're in, it's going to be different, okay? So keep that in mind, that it's going to be the gorgeous grape. Now, a question that I get very often is, I don't have all of the cardstock. What am I going to do? Do I have to purchase all of the cardstock? No, you could make it all one color. Every single layer could be one color, right? But all you have to do is just label it with the color that I have called it. The only reason why I didn't do numbers is so that I could add new layers to the templates. And we give all the updates for free. So we've added a number of updates as we've gone along. As I start crafting, I'm like, oh, I think I need another layer. And then I create some more. So all of these layers, what they end up doing is they help us to see how this is all going to fit together, how we can layer, because a lot of how a card looks is all about our layering and measurements. And I don't know if you're like me, but I hate math. I'm really bad at it. So every time I went to cut a card, I'd end up cutting it crooked, or it'd look ugly. It'd be really bad, and I'd be eyeballing everything. And the more layers you have, the more opportunity you have for errors, particularly when it starts getting like small layers, which look amazing. Small layers are hot, but they become more difficult. Whereas when you have these card templates, the drama is taken away for you. Now, on top of this, what we're going to look at is that we're going to add this flower. And actually, I think with this one, I want to do, no, we'll do the small one. So I'm going to have this flower and this sentiment. So we need something that's going to fit. Should I do that one? Actually, I will. I'll do the smaller one with that because that makes more sense. Yes, we'll do thank you with this one. So I'm basically looking at, I need something that's going to frame this stamp set and this thank you. I want something that fits within that area. So I just come along to my card templates and I'm like, okay, which one is going to be, that one looks like it would fit okay. That in fact is probably going to be one of our besties. What else have we got here? So all these ones here, but I don't really want to cover up too much of this background because it's just so pretty. So the smallest part that we can use, I will use. You know what I might even do, in fact, now that we've found out that we've got dies, I might not have a layer at all, in fact. Let's try that because we can have it popped up and looking stunning on its own with that beautiful backdrop. It might need grounding, but we shall see. That's the best way to test it. So I'm going to stamp this in. I think I'm going to use my daubers to give this some colour. Because it's rubber, you can totally come in with your markers, which actually I might do the markers because we don't get to use it often enough. And this rubber is so beautiful. It doesn't work the best with polymer, but when you have the opportunity to use it on rubber, let's grab it. Let's go for it because it's so pretty. So I'll bring in my Stamparatus. And I've got some Whisper White already pre-cut over here. Where did the other piece go? There it is. Yeah, let's use that one. And it doesn't really matter where this goes because we're going to chop it out. I'm trying to get the magnet off my tray. Oh, you all agree on no layer? Yes, that's good. I should have asked you, no layer or layer? I love Helen. You could buy another set of brushes. I give you permission. Thank you, Helen. I'm really appreciative. I really needed that permission. That's the best. So I think we'll do, what green will be nice with these pinks? Oh, jade. Absolutely jade. It just hit me. Or even mint macaron, actually. Mint macaron always looks really good with the pinks. And then we've got some over here because I still haven't got my insert for this one here. It's still on the way. It's going to be, there's going to be a celebration when it finally arrives. It's like, finally! So I think we might go quite, because we want it to stand out. So I think if we go Rococo, but we can test it. And if I don't like it, let's do another colour. Yeah, the distinctive sets are so gorgeous. So let's see what this looks like. So I'll pop that there. Bring this down and just shift this so you can see what I'm doing. So if you haven't seen these Stampin' Right pens before, they work really, really well with rubber and they enable you to colour in your stamp directly. They have two ends and one other side I end up using for writing because it's perfect writing pen. And for this type of colouring, so see as we get closer to the leaves section, we can just come in a little bit lighter. But yeah, they're one of those things that we've sort of, I think we've stopped using it as often. Well, I know I have. I don't know about others. But I've sort of stopped using them as much as I used to because we've got photopolymer and they don't sort of grab as well on the photopolymer. They give a really cool look. It looks more like of a watercolor type thing. Now I am going to do jade because I think with the Rococo it needs something a little bit bolder than mint macaron. But what we could do, and I probably should start with mint macaron, is just come in, try not to touch the, come in with the mint macaron and then go over it with some jade just to create that nice colour tone. I mean, with the distinctive type stamps it doesn't really need it, but it's just a bit of fun to do, a bit of a different technique to show you what you can do with your markers. But they're a lot of fun and I really miss using them. So what you do now is you grab your stamp set, because we've been colouring for a bit, and you do the huff. It's not very hygienic. Don't share this at a class. Especially at the moment. Don't do this unless this is your own and you're never sharing it, or you sanitize really well in between. Here we go. But you really probably don't need to do it. You can get away with not doing it. As soon as I did it, I'm like, oh, that's really not a good thing to do anymore. Yes, I agree, Smriti. Hi, Rachel. Good to see you. Okay, here's the moment of truth. You ready? I'm so excited by this stamp set, can I just say? Can you see that? Silence. How amazingly beautiful is that? Unbelievable. I'm in love. I'm totally and utterly in love. How did I miss this stamp set? I'm going to be using it all the time now. I'll be like, I'm getting out the flowering bloom today. And again, I'm getting out my flowering bloom. You know how you go through these phases? You're like, how come I'm just constantly using this stamp set? Now this will be my go-to. So we've got our little die here. And I'm going to cut that out in my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, my skem. Pop that over here. So these layers here, we've got those worked out, which is good. In fact, oh yeah, no, that will be good. I'm happy with those layers. I think we've got one less layer, in fact. But let's bring in the skem. Got so much exciting stuff on this desk. It's crazy. It's really fun. So this is the new Stampin' Up cutting machine. Sorry, it's quite tight on the camera. Maybe I can zoom out a little bit. There you go. Oh, that's a bit better. Oh, it's a bit fancy. So we'll bring this in. And we'll line this up. Now, just keep in mind that we don't have a magnetic plate currently. So what you can do to keep this in place is a bit of washi. I'm sure all of you have old washi. Do I have I think I have a whole drawer of old washi. Or did we use it all? I think between Jessie, Bruno and I, we made it our mission, our life's work, to get through all of our washi. We were like, we can do it. And we celebrated our success when we got to the bottom of one of the washies. I think there is one more washi around here, but anyway, I'll use this tape that we've got. But any old washi will do. The only one I can see at the moment in front of me is the petals, but that's not going to work. So I'll use this tape here. I think it's repositionable tape or something. So you just sort of tape that. You can pop it in a few different areas, but I think just holding it in place in one section is enough. Stay there, little die. And you could even risk it for your biscuit and not do any. Be a rebel. Just try it. Just go really slowly and try not to make it move. Oh, sorry about all the bumping. Listen to how smooth that is. So let's have a look at this. Oh, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? So I'll take that off. We'll move our little skem back to its little spot over there, and then we'll test this out and see what looks good. Yeah, but I think I'm going to have to bring it in. I'm going to cut it down, and one way of doing this actually that's a really good technique, when when you have an image that is too big for the area around it, you want to bring it in a bit. And what you can do, because we don't want to waste that beautiful background, so what we can do is come in with one of these. And I did it on my last cards. So I did stitch nested on the last one. So this time I'll show you how the rectangle dies work. But what you do is you frame it. And it just, you'll see what I mean, because right now it looks very lost, very open. It doesn't have like a focal point, right? But you'll see when we come in with this, it will just change this whole look. So just sort of guesstimate, line up where you want to pop that. And we'll run that through our stem again. Come back here, little one. I need you again. I realised it cut with just one plate. Oh no, the other plate's here. Like, how did it do that? So it's not going to be, for Australia, it's not exact with the rectangle, but it's still amazing. Oh, I need to have one underneath. Whoopsie. Yep, there we go. Excellent. Try really careful. This is the careful approach, not the sticky approach. And look, it might be a little bit crooked, but no one will know. Only us. Or Bruno. Because he sees everything. He sees everything that's not straight. Good. Let's have a look at this. Okay, so what happens, we're going to raise this, and we could even like flip it if you wanted to change it up even more and create like a little optical illusion. What do you think? Should we flip it? But that is going to be, although I do like it sitting behind like that. So what it does is it creates this smaller space for this to sit on. And even though we're using the exact same background and we've still got this full background, it now has a place to sit on. It's like it's grounding that flower. It's got a point. I really like that. Good job, everyone. Choose your own adventure. So we'll do these two. And so we don't actually need, oh yes we do. So this one here might have to be cut down actually. I should have cut it down first. Oh yes, a lot needs to be cut down, but that's okay. Actually, what if we do, we might just do it straight. Yeah. We'll miss one layer. I think it will look nice still because I don't really want to muck around with this layer. We will test it. I think on this one. Yeah. Let's do it on there. So I'll cut this in half. So whatever your cardstock is in your country, or cut it the size of the Cajun Craze or Gorgeous Grape. This exact layer that I'm doing, the way that I'm cutting it, because I do it in half portrait. This is the Cajun Craze layer, just so you know which layer, card template layer I'm using. And I'll show you it just so you know what I mean. Oh, they're all out here somewhere. I'm like, where did the layers go? So this is the, oh sorry, it's Calypso Coral. Good thing I checked. So this is Gorgeous Grape card base. This is Calypso Coral card base, the measurement. Just so you can see the difference. They're actually the exact same measurement. They're half of your cardstock, but they just open different ways. That's all. Why, hello, Miss Jenka. Ooh, someone likes it flipped. Flip it. Ooh, don't flip, Bruno says. I like Megan. I need this set now. I know, isn't it beautiful? I need this set now. Oh, I've got it. I found it in my cupboard. It's so pretty. All right, let's have a look. Put your last requests in. Flip or don't flip. Oh, I think I'm going flip, people. I think it actually really does change things. I think it's like it becomes like an optical illusion. Like, how on earth did she do that? That's what I feel like. I'm going for flip. Is anyone flip? We're going to raise it on a dimensional, and we'll raise this on a dimensional because Bruno will be proud. Bruno will be very happy with us. Now, what are we going to do with this sentiment? So we need to ground it as well, but I don't want it to take away from this beautiful, beautiful paper. So what I'm thinking, let me think out loud here. Maybe if we do one of those little cutout sentiments, because they're all the rage right now. I know a lot of you don't like the fussy cutting, but I'm thinking that we do a little bit of fussy cutting right around the sentiment, and we do it in Rococo Rose with white emboss. Bruno, don't flip, don't flip. Oh, I think I like it flipped, Bruno. Bruno's very keen on not flipping. Keep going. Tell me how you really feel. Oh, flip, 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 flip. Honeybee's like, you're going to get blocked in a second, Bruno, from commenting too much. So, well, once we get the sentiment, then we can lock it in. Oh, Judy said don't flip. Oh, it's on. I'm going to get a piece of Scrappy for our sentiment. Oh, there's a perfect piece. Why cut into a perfectly fine... I think Bruno's very determined on don't flip. He has a very strong opinion about not flipping. I don't know what gave me that idea. Alright, so let's have a look and see what this looks like. And I'm going to do it with Whisper White. It's a really beautiful sentiment. I moved beyond words. we might have to eventually we'll do a if the lid is up we're flipping it. If it's not, then it will leave it as B. We'll try that in a sec. We'll let the embossing powder decide. Oh, so pretty. Look how many pieces of stuff are in my white. That's how often I use it. Gorgeous. Now, if you ever want to, particularly with this sort of thing, if you ever want the colour to pop a bit more, then again we can bring in our brushes. We can get some Rococo Rose. And you can just, oh, sorry about that little squeaky. And you can just emboss, well, just sponge that a bit more. Just around the word. And we'll get a tissue and wipe off the excess. And it just makes it pop that little bit more. It just brings it out a little bit. Just if you find that you've got a soft background and you just want it to come out a bit more. Yeah. Once you remove the ink, it just gives it that like shadowing effect. You can see it a bit more now. Do a bit on this side as well. And it's just very subtle because I've used the exact same colour as the cardstock, but it boom, pops. Just doesn't, yeah, I like that little technique. It's just a simple one, but a really good one to remember. So let's do some fussy cutting, hey? I've got my snippy snips, and just very easily, firstly I like to take it away from all the big amount of cardstock. Just move your cardstock, not your scissors. And this is one of those things that don't be afraid to try it and just keep practicing. And just remember, you're moving your cardstock, not your scissors. And you'll be shocked how much easier it is than you expect. That's super cute. I'll just bring this in a little bit here. Just not as sharp. Okay, let's see what that looks like. So that's with it flipped. And here. We know how Bruno feels. And then ready. I'll get it all ready for you. Oh, I think we might change our mind once we see this, because it does make this sentiment pop. You ready? Look at that. I think Bruno might be right after all, because that just pops those beautiful words off the page. Isn't that beautiful? Ah, I know there's so many new ideas today. I'm making them up as I go, Diane. I'm teaching myself. This is what playing and just being free and not afraid. Like, don't be afraid to just go, you know what, I'm going to sit down and just experiment and play with different things I haven't played with before. And it's actually really, it's a beautiful way of just freeing yourself and feeling really creative. And yeah, but feel free to copy this. So let's stick this down. I can't believe we're at sticking stage. I'm so excited by this. So the first thing we do is stick down our outside, because that we can line up. I've got a frog in my throat. Sorry, everyone. La la la. Okay, there we go. And we just do a little wiggle because we've got Tombow glue and it lets us wiggle. Move exactly where it needs to move. Then we come in with our fancy dimensionals that we love. Love, love, love. There was a demonstrator, Twilla, that gave me a shout out yesterday, and she goes, Bruno Bertucci is the dimensional king. I'm actually the dimensional queen. And then she said, I don't think I can be the queen. I think Kylie needs to be the queen. And I put a message on her Facebook and I said, everyone could be a dimensional queen. There's not just one queen in this monarch. The dimensional monarch plays by its own rules and everyone can be a dimensional queen. It has many. She's like, oh, maybe I'm a princess. I'm like, you're no princess. You're a dimensional queen. Go for it. The title has been bestowed upon you. Use your dimensionals. And like Diane said, she gives us permission to buy more. She said, you have my permission. Oh, so pretty. Yeah, we can do that. I think the leaves will be nice. And if we want to, what we can do with these flowers, which I love doing, is just sort of teasing it a bit. You can even come in with the sponge daubers. And interestingly, this is still joined here, but if you wanted to, you could cut that just to be able to bring in that flower a bit more. In fact, we'll do that now just so I can show you what it looks like when you free them. Free! So then all of a sudden this can be free to sponge. I'll just take off that little bit. I meant to tease it a bit. Yeah, I like that. I think it just creates a little bit more depth. You can also come in with a little bit of sponging, like even with our brush, just to create a little bit of, oh, hello, stuck down there, but just to create a little bit of colour in between. Yeah, I really like that. So just work out where you want your words. Yeah, I do like it that way. Good call, Bruno. And stick that down. And then this one I'm going to stick down with Tombow. Right in the corner there. Oh, I love it. What do we think? The glue's changed your life, Laurie. Dimensional queen, young and sweet, so many stickers. I know, so exciting. But of course we've got to do the inside. But wait, we've got an inside to make. Because, you know, we want to do things properly around here. And we don't want to have a naked card, do we? No nudies around here. So I'm going to use, which one's the Whisper White? I think it's this one here. I need to cut some more. I usually pre-cut my inserts, but I'm running low. So I just do it the Poppy Parade card template size for my inserts. And the Poppy Parade is a really great layer. It's this layer here. So I use that matte quite a lot. Isn't it unbelievable that just by cutting that out, ooh, some Wink of Stella is a great idea, Rachel. I'm going to do that. Totally. I'm up for Wink of Stella. You don't really get to see it properly on the camera, but I'll get to enjoy it. And it does sort of soften that colour too. It almost becomes like a, and you can grab ink with this and use it to colour too. I've seen people do that and it's beautiful. I'll just put it on the flower. Now, can we grab, ooh, can you see that? Sparkle, sparkle. Really pretty. Wink of Stella is an awesome little tool. Oh, I love that. Good one, Rachel. Thank you. Can't have a nudie. Nudie roadie. That's good. Excellent. And then we'll put that on the inside. So I think we'll do, for the inside piece, let's test this out. I wonder what that looks like. I think it's one of those ones though that we'll need to do the adhesive strip to. Does it fit along here okay? Yeah, let's do that. Why not? I'm feeling creative today. And I want to show you how to use our adhesive sheets too. Why not? We're teaching you all sorts today. Adhesive, foam adhesive. Where is our adhesive? No, foam strips, adhesive embellishment. Where's our adhesive gone? I had it out. That'd be where it is. It'll be underneath here somewhere. Kylie may not be using adhesive sheets today. Yeah, it has gone on a walkabout and decided to go join its friends in the place of the lost crafting supplies. Yeah, those supplies that were just here but now are just not, and you just don't know how that could happen. It's called not putting it back. That's what it's called. Yes, I'm very bad at putting things back. No, can't see it anywhere. It's gone. It's disappeared. Oh, I really wanted to show you adhesive sheets. I just had them out the other day too. Foam adhesive, foil sheets, adhesive embellishments. No. Who even knows where they have gone? Anyway, let's pretend that we cut that out and put it inside. I'll find it as soon as this video finishes and I'll be like, no, I wanted to use them. Look at me, I'm still like, I'm going to find you. I found the old one. Look, I found an old one. Let's pretend this is the Stampin' Up one. Let's do that. This is not the Stampin' Up one, but they're pretty much the same thing. This is the old version, okay? So what you're going to do with your Stampin' Up adhesive sheets that I will find once I do this, because that's what happens, and I'll grab the scrap pieces out. What other scrap piece do we have here? That will be the right width. Oh, that one's looking good. I like using up my scrap pieces. Jessie will be impressed. Are you impressed with me, Jessie? Maybe with not my putting away of things, but the fact I'm using cardstock. So what you're going to do, and what's really interesting about these, is they're double-sided. So you're going to peel it off, and the Stampin' Up one is exactly the same, except it has smaller sections, which are actually really handy. At first, I was not impressed. I probably didn't need to use this huge size. You can cut it down, remember, but I'll use this for something else later. You stick it onto your cardstock before you run it through your machine. That's probably the most challenging step, is remembering to stick it down beforehand because we always forget. Then once we run it through, we can peel again. That's the cool thing about this stuff. It's just so much easier, because a die that's as thin and small as this, we don't want to be having to Tombow glue it, because that's going to be a disaster. An absolute disaster. Just be glue everywhere. Excuse the wobbles. Okay, let's just do it one more time, because it is a more delicate one. Oh, so you can see here that it actually sits within the die. See how it's sitting here? So unless we snip this side I did over the edge, so it's not going to stay. But this one here, I just need to snip the edge, but we'll line it up with our project. So let's have a look here. Does it hang off the edge? It's good when it hangs off the edge, because then it's easy to snip. Okay, then we come in with our brush. Now the take your pick tool, you can actually change the end here because there's two sides, and you can pop in a little brush. Oh, is it that end, is it? Oh, whoopsie. Oh, that's amazing. This tool is so cute. Look at this. Isn't that the cutest? And then you can just come in with your tool and just take out all those little pieces. And trust me, you think that you don't need this tool until you try and get these pieces out and end up using the back of your snips. And this is a lot quicker because I've been there, done that. I'm like, I need to get my snips out. Now there is a foam base here somewhere that's gone with the, oh, there it is. I found that one. But I'm not sure if you can get it with this. I think it does come with this tool. Does it come as a combo? You all know. You're amazing. You'll be able to tell me. So these ones here that are a little bit, I probably didn't cut them out enough. And sometimes what does happen with the sticky bit layering is that if it doesn't cut through that, it sort of holds it. But we'll be able to get it out, no problem. Where there's a will, there's a way. This is where the little snips come in handy. You're like, come on, little one, you can get out of there. So probably could have run it through one more time. But anyway, you get the idea. And then I'll pop that one back on. So cute. I think I'm going to buy another take a pick tool and just keep this always on. And then have another take a pick tool with this one. I think that's the way to go. Is that lazy? Because I don't want to change it. Ooh, look at this. It's so pretty. There's a little bit of stickiness that's stuck there. Good. Excellent. So this is sticky. See how I peeled it off? And that was super easy to peel off. And then we can just pop it at the edge here. Like so. And I'm just going to have it hanging off the edge so that it's easy. Oops. And this is also a really cool thing to use for sponging as well. So like what we did with our little brushes, you could come in and sponge a lighter colour just to sort of gradient it. Let's do that. Why not? We're doing everything today. Let's throw everything at this. Let's do every technique we can possibly think of, Kylie. Should I do blush? Yeah, I'll do blushing because I think that will be nice. I'll just cut this down first just so that we don't have any. You just flip it. We'll flip this one. We won't flip the other. And then just cut along the edge there. Move that out of the way because we don't want that sticking to our project. And yeah, that's beautiful as is. You don't have to do this, but just for a bit of fun, I want to show you what you can do on the inside just to create some more excitement on the inside. Because why not? We've got so much effort to make a beautiful card. Why not do something exciting in the middle as well? Isn't that beautiful? Can you see that? I'll lift it up in a moment so that you can see it properly. It's really subtle, but I can see it and it's so, so beautiful. gorgeous. I love it. Chop it. So let's put it on the inside of our gorgeous card that we've made together today. Thank you so much for all of your help. It's been great. I've had a lot of fun today. There we go. And then because of the Tombow, we can do the little wiggle wiggle. Ugh, stanza, as Jessie would say. What do you think? That was worth it, wasn't it? I am getting a bit creative, aren't I, Jessie? I love that. Oh my goodness. And it's so girly. It's so not like me. So pretty. So there we go. We learned a lot of techniques today, and I really hope that this, if anything, helps you to feel a little bit more free to try new things and just to test things out. Like, yeah, once you sort of get the principle of how things are meant to go, like you saw with the flower when it sat there, I'm like, it's just too much space. And yet, just by cutting that border, we didn't have to take away or cover that beautiful background. We just had to create a focal point for that image to sit on. And when you learn those principles of how to allow it to mat and layer, how you use those layers to create those focal points, then it's really freeing. Things just look right. And that's the key, I think, as well, is when you put it down. If it doesn't look right, then you know, you'll just feel it. You'll be like, no. Aw, thank you all very much. Yes, the die is from the same bundle. Yep, the same one. So we had a lot of fun with this one. And just remember, if you place an order with us this month, that we do have this gorgeous card. You probably saw it on our blog. But we've got this gorgeous card for our customers as a gift to say thank you for their order. You ready? What does this bow do? Dun, da, 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 da. Isn't that beautiful? That's our customer card this month. So if you'd like to have one of these beautiful customer cards sent to you, yes, even the back has Love It, Chop It, then yes, you just have to place an order with us in November and this will be sent to you. I'll pop up the link actually for you to be able to order. Ah, thank you, Catherine. I'm glad you enjoyed that. I really, really am so excited about this stamp set. I feel like it's a new stamp set, even though it's not. So it's a new stamp set that we can get now that we didn't know about. And it's nice being able to pull out something that hasn't been inked before. I just think it's so beautiful, and I don't know how I missed it. And it was just awesome to have fun with those blending tools. Look how gorgeous. Even this one here, I'll do the same thing as I did with this one, but I can use the thinner, smaller version with the cutout. And then what I'll do is I'll just do the smaller rectangle framelit for that. So again, you're going to line it up so that it fits the layer that you have. And that's what I love about these framelits, is you've just got so many options here. Will that one work though? If it's not big enough, oh yeah, that one will be perfect actually. But you can actually use these bigger ones, so it might be taller. So say you've got a taller one, but you want it to be skinnier. So you just run it through again twice and just cut it down if you need something like taller. Because these ones, they're skinnier, but they're not necessarily the right height. So you can have that one, but then just run it through twice so that you're cutting it here. Yeah. So then you think you have all of these, but in actual fact you have unlimited sizing because you can just move your die to where you need to cut it. So these are really handy. So you've got a few things to pop on your shopping list. We've got the Flowering Bloom Suite. You can get this beautiful stem machine. If you don't have that yet, you can aim for that. You've got your brush, and I'm going to get another take a pic tool. Your embossing, if you haven't got all your embossing powders and things like that. We've got beautiful Stampin' Right markers that we used. What else did we have? So we've got a lot of things. And then 1st of December, all demonstrators will be able to order this one. So if you're not a demonstrator, you're welcome to join. And you can get products more than a month earlier. So we've got a number of people that this week they're joining because they already have things in their shopping cart. And if you're going to do a shop over $169, then it's just so worth thinking about joining, because then you get 20% off for the next months. 20% discount, so you can get 20% more products. So yeah, we'll have a play of that one a bit later. I love the layers. So there you go. Now, did I pop up the ordering? No. So I'll pop up the ordering and pop up. And on my YouTube page, I've finally got around to doing a video for the new joining, which is good because it's all changed. Stampin' Up! Has changed how you join. So I thought I better do a video on that to show everyone. So that's the ordering and that's the join. So you can use those to whatever you want to do, whatever works for you. But if you're ordering over $169, please think about joining. And if you have any questions about that, please ask because you'll get the best discount and you'll get the best value because you get to be part of our team. So you ready to see the card? We'll do the photo together. Yay! Do I zhuzh my hair? Hang on. I'll let you see my new Mimco. Well, they're not new, but I haven't worn them for a very long time. So I'll zhuzh the hair as well. This side. Did you like that? Thanks for being here, everyone. That was fun. I really, really enjoyed our crafting session together today. And I hope you got some tips. You learnt some new things, that it helps you feel creative and free to just try new things, because I think sometimes we get a little bit too caught up in it being perfect. Yes. So you got to see the creative aspect. I still think flipped showed it better. We'll do a flipped one next, Norma. Just for you. My next one I'll do flipped. We'll do one for everyone. And you can make your own too and do a flipped version. I think flipped was very cool. I liked that idea. It was one of those optical illusions where you're like, how did she do that? That's so amazing. And it's just, yeah, simples. Simples. Well, thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful day. I hope you get creative today. I hope I've inspired you to pull out some stamp sets that haven't got some ink on them. What was your saying, Jessie? Begging for some ink? I forget your saying. It was very cute. And I'll do a tidy around here and see if I can find my adhesive sheets. It was random that I found that one piece, so it's around here somewhere. It's left a trail. It's leaving me a trail to follow. And if you haven't already, please like our video if you liked it. And please subscribe if you want to have any more updates of what is happening, other videos that we will be putting up. Please subscribe and share if you think that someone will enjoy this.